Hey guys, Fusebox here, and I've been trying to work on building up my teams for all the faction wars. Today we're going to go over Ursine, Ironhide. Not many people really chose who I should build up next for my skinwalkers, and that is by far my weakest faction war. So we're going to go over Ursine, Ironhide, and he's actually a really good champ. We're going to talk about where he's useful other than faction wars too. But I have to once again thank you guys. The subs still coming in. It's absolutely awesome, amazing. This is kind of our channel, just a place to hang out, explore the game. You guys help me as much as I try to help you, so I appreciate it. There's a lot to get to, and I am busy. I work very hard. I work all the time. Speaking of, I will be going on a small vacation after I get off call during the weekend. Me and my wife really need some time just to kind of be together. So I'll be gone for a couple days. No big deal because it happens to me all the time from work anyways. But just letting you know that that's coming. Also, right now there's it's so fast, or it feels like it. Maybe I've just been busy. The next Fragment event is going to be like in a week. So he's good. Me going on vacation, it may be the one that I skip, but I'm not suggesting that you skip it, and I'll maybe be able to manipulate things to where I can still do it while I'm gone. He's good. On my other, is it War Chief? Let me see. Not War Chief. I don't want to get it wrong. Skinwalkers. War Chief. War Chief is best in slot when it comes to fighting against the dragon in Doom Tower. The Magma Dragon really needs somebody with an A1 provoke to really tear into him. He's a strong champion for that. Well, this new champion that's going to be a Fragment, they're easier to do than fusions. Even if I miss him, I really think you need to get him. He does put out a provoke with his A1, making him absolutely probably the new best in slot against the Magma Dragon. But not only that, he does all kinds of good stuff for your team. Without pulling it all up and getting back into it, he doesn't just provoke on his A1, but he can provoke when he is attacked. That's going to be useful in all kinds of places, especially if you need somebody that does this under the Knight's Revenant. He's a good champion. He's HP based, which is always fun to work with. And if he has a two-hitter, if the entire team, anybody that's under a stun, a sleep, I believe sleep, I know a freeze, pretty much any major debuff, he'll hit him twice on an AoE. So if he hits hard, he's going to be even that much better and that much more useful. So definitely get ready. Not much time, I know, but save all your resources. I'm low. And again, I might actually miss this one on all three accounts just because I'm not going to be here. But anyways, get ready for that. And right now, just for the next day, you can get, is it Ursula the Mourner. Absolutely, I have her on my mid-tier account. Amazing reviver. She's a team buffer, but has a full team revive, and that comes when she revives you. It comes with a ton of health. It comes with the strengthen buff, a defense buff. She does it all. So if you saved up a bunch of shards, pulling those now during a 2x event makes a lot of sense to get her. Unfortunately, I think they probably coaxed a lot of people into using their shards right before they offered this. Is she worth buying? That's just up to you. I really don't like buying champions. Even if it's easy to do, I really don't like to do it. It just doesn't feel like I'm playing the game. But that's me. You do you. She's an amazing hero and worth the effort or money, whichever way you want to look at it. So enough of all that. Now I'm going to start trying to, as I build a team, now I'm doing skinwalkers. We're going to go over this bear. But I will say, you saw me build out Aox for my lizardman, and I also took up, why can I not think of his name? Yeah, Korgan the Crowned. I still have 0 books on either one. I have a 550 rosin to go with my built out rosin with no books, and I have Broadmaw with no books. And I was able to beat my faction wars by building these heroes. And so that kind of shows you, I have to 3-star it, and I will 3-star it. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. I'm trying to give you, I'm trying to let you know it can be done. It can be done without everything maxed to the gill. So where's the lizardman? So I have 61 stars, only because I didn't 3-star it, and I could have 3-starred it, but I did not have the keys to try it again. The only reason I didn't do it, Broadmaw, who's at 550, I didn't realize he was in like level 4 gear. I rolled him up. I got him some accuracy, and I got him a lot more HP and a regeneration set. I know I can beat it now. I'm sure of it. So, and that's the reason I'm focusing. Look, 63. I'm 60 to 63 on almost everything in here. But look at the Skinwalkers. That's why I'm starting to build them up. So I've had bad luck. I have very few options. In some of my when I go over faction wars, it'll be tough. Some of them I'm stacked. It just depends on the luck you're having, the luck I've had. But let's look at this bear. I'm definitely glad that he went up. He is worth it. All right, Ursine Ironhide. By proxy, we're gonna have to accidentally go over his pair. The white bear, we're gonna have to talk about him too, because they actually make a really neat pair. All right, so what does this guy do? Let's just get right into it. Honestly, he's pretty amazing. His A1 has a 50% chance when booked of increasing the cooldown on a target skill by 1 turn. So if somebody has used a heal or maybe they put up a debuff or a buff, you can put that skill on cooldown for an extra turn. Absolutely keep them from using those nasty skills. You know this is super important. It'll take them longer to get back around to that move. On an A1, that's great. That's all that really has. So beat back his A2. It attacks one enemy twice. Each one has a guaranteed chance to decrease the turn meter by 5%. But if they're under decreased attack, that's 10%. Not huge and amazing, but absolutely great. 20% turn meter with a 2-hitter as long as they're under decreased attack. And guess what he does first? He decreases the attack of the entire team. He has a 100% chance to do it. So let's talk if you... there's a lot more actually. This passive is amazing. Each hit on all his moves, each one of his hit has a 100% chance once there's books of decreasing the turn meter by 7.5%. So on top of the 20% turn meter on his A2, the AoE that he uses, his A1 that comes around, all of those will add 7.5% turn meter depletion just by using his moves. That's an amazing passive. I know it's not like OP on it if that was, but if you went much higher than 7.5%, it would be ridiculous. So this is really good. But also, if the enemies are under a decreased crit rate buff, we're going to get into that, then he also puts one of their skills on cooldown. So completely eliminates the ability for an unkillable move to come out of a man-eater, or for that nasty counterattack to come out of Valkyrie. Just because they have decreased crit rate and he hits them, game over. He puts one of the... It's random. You don't know what you're going to put on cooldown, but this should work even on his AoE. So that is absolutely amazing. So let's real quick talk why I'm going to talk about the white bear. That critical rate down. Well, that is brought right here. An AoE from his partner Ice Crusher that puts decreased crit rate on the entire team, making him constantly put moves on cooldown. They're a pretty amazing pair, especially for faction wars where you're trying to lock out all of these different moves so that you can get through the wave safely and deal with the boss later on. So between the two of them, you've got a lot going on. But on his own, we're going to get back to Ironhide, because on his own, he's an attack down champion. If you don't have another one, or if you need maybe you need that force affinity for a certain stage, he's your guy. All that turn meter control coming with attack down is basically what you're getting with him. In a nutshell, that wraps him up. Lots of turn meter control combined with an attack down champion. And don't forget, he's increasing cooldowns on skills and putting skills on cooldown. So an interesting thing we can do is we could take Aox, who also has the ability, we just built him out, to take down the crit rate. Putting that up means that we'll get even more out of using our bear. He's a really cool champ. So he's defense based. Let's go over that real quick and how I would build him. He's defense based and he's a strong champion, not god tier, but he is in the top 50% of damage dealers in the game. So obviously give him defense, keep him alive, make him stronger. And really I would start pushing I'd start pushing your crit rate and crit damage, because he actually does solid damage. He's a strong damage dealer. Don't neglect HP when you're doing that. He's got a ways to go. As always, he's unbooked at the moment. He's so interesting. I might end up putting books in him because my skinwalkers are suffering pretty bad anyway. On his base stats, I wish his speed was higher, to be honest, trying to get him fast, but that's okay because he does need to go behind, say the White Bear Ice Crusher, or if I'm going to use Aox, he can go behind that decreasing crit rate, get a little bit more out of him. So when I built him out, I obviously went for a defensive chest, was glad to take some crit rate, some accuracy, a little bit of HP. Speed boots is always, I was hoping for more defense, but I did get some HP. I took what I had. I had to put a perception set on him. I did go crit damage because this guy does enough damage to constitute building out with high crit rate through sub rolls and crit damage on the gloves. They're not 6 stars. He's not amazing, but I did go with crit damage on the necklace as well. Everything else was pretty much looking for crit rate rolls and extra defensive rolls. This helmet is actually pretty nice for a defensive character. Speed everywhere I could get it, and then I did go with defense here and accuracy here, and it's not all rolled up, but that's just fine. So let's look at his masteries. What are we going to do with this guy? We're going to get some damage out of him. I'm not trying to wreck the waves with him, so I didn't go with Helm Smasher. You absolutely could to get more damage out of him, but I'm gonna use him to control waves with his attack down, do good damage, but in the end I really want to get to the boss and do some extra damage, so I am gonna try him with War Master. Over here I did take some accuracy. He's throwing out debuffs pretty constantly, so as they wear out I like to speed him up because that little bit of speed he's missing on his base stats. Lore of Steel is great if you have any pairs, which I do. I use the crit rate, divine crit rate to get him extra crit rate. I use perception, so you're getting more from Lore of Steel. Evil Eye, this guy controls turn meter in small bits constantly, so giving him more just makes him even more fun to use. Until he's booked, I'm using Sniper. I always save that free roll for later when I understand and have played with a hero more. I'll re-roll him and probably not use Sniper, but I will use Master Hexer because it's absolutely great keeping attack down. And when I end up coming out of Sniper, I'll just have to make a choice. Because he does decent damage, I'll probably go with Kill Streak. He can actually kill some enemies. So let's try the guy out. Alright, so let's take kind of just a mediocre team to show what he can do. We're going to pay attention to, we're going to see a lot of turn meter control. We're going to get attack down from him. If anything does happen to miss, we're going to get attack down from Aox. So the attack's going to be down. Crit rate should be down from Aox, which means that after that point, we'll take more turn meter control and put moves on cooldown. That's going to be great. Other than that, a poisoner to kill the dragon, some spot heals, a speed buff from Apothecary, and we're bringing Tabril to do, we don't need his attack down, but we do want the decreased defense. So we're bringing him just to speed up and let our main damage dealer be Ursine Ironhide. So we'll kind of set him up and then just watch him go. Let's take this off auto, slow it down. We'll just start poisoning somebody. Let's get on around. We'll speed up. Make sure everybody on our team goes first. Let's break their defense and see what kind of damage we do. This is his AoE that takes attack down. This is a little bit redundant because we are going to do the same move with Aox in a moment. But let's just kind of see what happens. It looks cool. The damage we do, we're doing what, 25,000 on average, I'd say. That's a decent hit for not even quite built out bear. Not bad at all. Now this seems redundant. We're breaking attack one more time, but we're doing it so that we can also break crit rate. And again, he's unbooked. We only hit a few people. But now when we start to attack anybody, well, let's get back around to our move. Let's just pick on Apothecary while we're getting back to our move. We could take somebody's turn meter down. Alright, so now this move takes turn meter down by 10% on 2 hits. That's 20% because they're under decreased attack. But because of the break crit rate, we're also going to take more turn meter. We also have the mastery Evil Eye to take more turn meter. And on top of that, because of the crit down, we're also going to put one of his skills on cooldown. So much happened in that one move. It's that cool. So now he's our main damage dealer. This rotation is going to go well. He would pair up just as well with the White Bear instead of Aox, where we weren't redundantly taking down, attack down. But that's a good buff to have, so let's just hit auto and let our main damage dealer be this big bear, right? He's good at it. And again, I'm not saying he's top-notch damage, but I'm saying he brings strong damage. He brings attack down on the entire team, and constantly, watch the turn meter. Every time he comes around right here, we're always taking turn meter down. Sometimes at higher levels, depending on break crit rate, all kinds of other circumstances, but he just takes turn meter down at a non-stop rate. Now, if you were to build him, and we'll try that out. That'll be fun. A team that just controls turn meter is such a fun team. We'll get into the Doom Tower and beat something that we should not be able to beat simply by controlling turn meter. And that means it might not be my strongest heroes, and it might take a minute, but you might be at a point where you just need to survive through the fight and beat it. Turn meter control means it's always your turn. Half the time, you'll never see the enemy take a turn. So he's really handy. In other words, for progression, he's excellent for the faction. So I'm very glad, and I definitely want to build Ice Crusher with him. Both the bears pair up too good not to do it. I would say that in that case, you probably it wouldn't matter who's faster. Probably Ironhide should be faster. He'll break attack, then Ice Crusher will break crit rate, and then you'll get all your debuffs the next go around when Ironhide comes back around. But with a really simple team here and a little redundancy coming out of Aox, to be honest, I just wanted to put the crit rate down to help show all this turn meter control. So right here, decrease turn meter on the entire team. It's not by a huge amount, but it's enough to keep them from taking turns, especially combined with other heroes that do the same. So no problem getting through waves, and he's a huge part of that. We're not taking damage because he's keeping attack down. He's doing the majority of the damage. The only person who should beat him on damage would be Frozen Banshee, because she's fixing to do all of her poison magic here on the boss. And we can't control turn meter on the dragon, but on other bosses you can. It'll be super handy on those in those situations. We've got lots of people breaking attack here, but he would be doing it if we didn't. We've got Errol, we've got Aox, we've got Ironhide, but now we have a full bar of poisons. This is just going to be such a simple fight. Such a simple fight. And getting to it was much easier using Iron Crusher. Now, Ironhide, sorry. Now, as far as gear, I just tried to get the stats I needed. Crit rate, some crit damage, so I put Divine Crit Rate on him. I put, I think, a defensive set to boost his speed. A speed set to get him faster. I used Perception to get more accuracy. If you have really good gear, do we have a speed roll? Yes, we do on Resistance. We'll see how it rolls. If you have really good gear, you could put him in. He does AoE. If you could get him fast, strong, you could do that in a stun set and take advantage of that AoE. You could get creative, use all kinds of different sets on him. Maybe a regeneration set to make him even harder to kill, or just get more defense. But in the end, I think stats are the most important thing on him. So I'm gonna real quick Let me go into the Doom Tower and set up a team that just will not let the other team take a turn. And we're going to use him right alongside. I'll be right back. Alright, so basically, we do have an affinity problem here, but we'll take it. We just want to go in here and just kind of have some fun controlling turn meter. Showing how you can push through something, whether you have the team that you truly need or not. So right here, if this was Deacon Armstrong, he would do actually better. she's the wrong affinity. This is an emergency button. We can completely deplete turn meter at any time using that. We'll hold on to it. We'll hold on to it till we feel like we need it. Here we could just pick who we want to control that turn meter. Anybody that's starting to get up there, her A1 will bring them down. This will take a little from the entire team. And then we have a lure. Her A1 is just so good at controlling turn meter. We have one person getting up there, wrong affinity again. So we're going to use our emergency button because one of these ultimate Galix is getting close. Let's just take all their turn meter down. Here's where we're in such good shape. We're going to slow down the team, and we just pick somebody that we want to take their turn meter down. Anybody that has attack down, we'll go against them for extra turn meter control. Looks like we're getting close to actually killing somebody, so we'll just waste a hit here. Again, we're going to A1 with the lure and just constantly keep people in check. We'll just take some damage here. We can bring this guy down. I love these A1s that just continuously break turn meter, and we'll keep chipping away at this one. So here's another A1. We're getting kind of close on this guy, so let's keep him in check. And I think we could probably finish somebody off here. No, not quite. So we don't want this one to set off. We'll throw our random A1s back out. He's the closest to going next. We just take turn meter down. You're starting to get the picture. Now the wrong affinity here really does mess us up, because she's really great. She's the best at controlling turn meter. But here we're just gonna, whoever's got the highest bar, yellow bar, we're gonna keep taking turn meter down, and every now and then we may be able to just finish somebody off with rosin. Turn meter right here. Oh, I probably should have went here. That we're good. We got a lure. We're fine. No one is ever going to take a turn. It's possible that they sneak in on us, but I really doubt it happens. Start taking down some of these threats. Yeah, I think we can get through this without ever taking everything he does. Everything he does just takes turn meter. It's amazing. It really is. Physics just the same. Maybe we could just finish this guy off with our weak hitter. So yeah, the randomness, you can't control it too much. You can definitely control one at a time though. Take that one down. Now we're worried about this one. Actually, the complete wrong affinity. We're gonna end up taking a hit, guys. I think we're gonna end up taking a hit. Let's see if we get lucky. We may actually have to take a hit. Nope, maybe not. We can break their attack, but this takes more turn. Wrong affinity. We're going for it. Turn meter, and we killed him. And then the A1 going out. Just that easy to go through an entire wave. If you feel like you're overwhelmed and your team's not quite strong enough, you can literally just come in with turn meter control and just wreck teams. It might take a minute, right? But it's fun. It's a fun way to play the game. We're going to save our emergency move, and let's just start tearing into one of these guys. Let's see. I think we got time to put slow out, which helps control it. We'll do that. We'll break their attack. A1, we'll just pray to RN Jesus, hope that we get what we need out of that, and start watching these guys with high turn meter. We don't quite need this yet. I don't think we quite need that yet. We'll save that for emergency still. And this guy's starting to get up there. Let's tear him down. We'll stick on him for just a minute. Keep taking turn meter out. A1. Okay, now it's getting close. We're going to use our emergency button. Reset their turn meter. And my goodness, at this point, we can just throw out a big hit with a provoke. We don't even need all of the control we have. And you get the idea. We sitting through this, we don't have to sit through the whole thing. You could do this all day long, just slowly, carefully picking who you need to take care of, taking them down. So let's not put ourselves through it. But you see, when somebody's getting a high bar, we'll just keep tearing into it. Moves like this, they can help the entire team. It's kind of fun. It's kind of, you get a little addicted to it. You want to keep going because you never let them take a turn if you play your game. If you play it smart, it's kind of hard to turn away from. So who's got the highest bar? I guess this guy. Super fun. A great way to control when you feel like you don't have a strong enough team. You might not need that strong team. So, all right, let's back out of here. It's an easy win. Let's get out of here. So, Ursine Ironhide is... What do we get out of him? All right, for Faction Wars, absolutely amazing. If you don't have just a ton of the great Skinwalker legendaries, I believe I have 0, by the way. I actually want to check on that. Where's the Skinwalkers? And so there, you see my biggest problem. Why my Skinwalkers are so weak at the moment. I've not been getting the heroes I need to build. but you get attack down out of him. You're going to want that on your team. I would say his partner bringing crit rate down, and then them pairing together with all that turn meter control, they make a great pair for this faction. Outside of that, he's going to be great for progression, especially if you're still needing that attack down champion. There are others. I actually think Aox is probably slightly better. If you have good damage dealers, I would prefer Aox. If not, you kind of get both out of Ursine Ironhide. So he's really good on progression. And he has that red affinity, much like Aox. So if you need that, he's your attack down champion to go to. Turn meter control, we just looked at how much it helps you. Definitely worth building out. He's worth building out. You're going to have skinwalkers, and I'm living proof that no matter how long you've been playing, you might have been putting it off. He's no longer should you put him off. He's a good champ. So hopefully you enjoy him. I know that I'll be absent quite a bit when I do get off call at the end of the week. I will be going on that short vacation, just letting you know. Maybe check in on vacation just to rub it in everybody's face. I don't know. You guys are becoming like friends with me. I appreciate all the support all the time. Leave them comments, ask questions. A lot of times I'm voice texting while I'm driving or working, so sometimes it comes out funny because you know how smart smartphones are, right? But I try to respond to everybody. If you have a question, I might not even have the answer, but I'll tell you, Deadwood Jedi, amazing resource if you're trying to build a clan boss team and I'm not going to be home for 6 hours or something. I'll send you their way. I support all the other guys. Thank you for your support for me. And that's it, guys. Enjoy your game. Enjoy the grind. And until next time.